The season might officially be over, but we are not. Welcome to a very special edition of Winners and Losers, Sinners and Saints. Of course the Pope just died. Of course he did when I decided to make this video. Hello! Did you enjoy World Team Trophy? I have to be very honest, at the beginning it was just not giving. The public was very quiet, especially after Boston that was incredibly loud all the time. And this time it just felt like flat and the shenanigans were not shenaniganing. And dare I say it was boring. The first day was very boring. And I was kind of afraid because that is a scene on itself. World TT being boring, Next day, but still it was a bit slow, I think. Thankfully, the audience woke up for the last day and it was very fun. The shenanigans were actually there and it was very funny. And how come that Canada did not win the Team Spirit Award? How? That was the only thing they had going for them. The team is struggling. Team Canada is really paying for all of their sins. Straight up, it was very bad. No one skated clean. Well, I am not sure about Piper and Paul, but I know they didn't win, so... But I think we already knew that they were in a very bad shape. What I will say is that I really like that finally we are seeing some fight. Maddie, of course, has always been like the mentally strong one in the team. And it's the reason why I like her so much, because she was trying to figure it out. And even if she had never landed a combo in competition like a flip toe, and she did it because she needed to. So, and I admire that. I admire that fight a lot from her. And she never loses the interpretation side of things, which I appreciate even more. But again, like I always say, I am not strong enough to be a Romsky fan because I'm just so worried for him all the time. Every time he takes in the ice, I'm like, is he gonna skate semi-clean or is gonna be a full-on disaster? But actually, both Roman and my namesake Alexa, they fought back. The first half was kind of like very dodgy, but they came back for the second part of their programs. And also, it is not perfect. It's definitely a step in the right direction, which at this point, I am so grateful for. The results we had at World Team Trophy, I'm pretty sure are gonna be the same we will see at the Olympic Games. Team Italy proving they are contenders for the Olympic Games in the team event. Probably they will not be winning any of the individual sections, but overall, they rack up points. Strong ice dancer, strong pair, a girl that is not in the bottom, a man that is in the middle of the table. That will get them the home medal at the Olympics. My girl, for example, Lara Naki Goodman, said goodbye to the Squid Games the way they should be said goodbye to, with a perfect program. She has made my top 10 list every single year. Spoiler, this year is not an exception. And I cannot be upset that we will not see the Squid Game program at the Olympics because I trust her team will give her a fantastic choreo. I dream that you were going to the Olympics. Please, Italia, I'm begging you on my knees, send my girl to the Olympics. Anna Peseta is such a gem. She definitely did not have the competition of her dreams. It was quite the opposite. But like I mentioned in my Worlds recap, she will have a brilliant future once she gets her jumps in check. The length, the height, they are just breathtaking. But she still doesn't control the jumps. And Lara has just proved that this was her best season ever. I think she's peaking just at the right time. And that's why I think that Lara should be the one going to the Olympics. I would love to see both, but we know that's not gonna happen. I must confess, I really enjoyed their Carmen again. They won me over. From the most holy team to the newly canonized saint, Amber Glenn! She slayed demons all season. How could she not be a saint? The moment she took to the ice, she looked so worried. And she's the type of a skater that cannot hide her emotions, which sometimes is great, but sometimes it's just not. I knew this was not gonna be her day. There was worry written all over her face when she took to the ice. Just between us, my mom watched and she actually called Amber Angustias, which is something like Miss Anxiety. And I was like, Mom, you have no idea. And then she fell, which was not unexpected having seen her face. But then, when all hope was lost and the haters were hating very loud, she came back, resurrected like Jesus our Lord, and skated a clean free, the best free she has skated all season. The Amber that skated our World Team Trophy, that was World Champion Amber Glenn. This is what we were expecting from her at Worlds, plus a cleaner short. And if she had skated like this, I don't think any of us would have any problem with her getting the world title or even with the scoring, because I know it's always a bit inflated, but I think it was totally deserved a World Team Trophy. Which also begs the question, is the US Federation gonna support Amber? Are they gonna push her? Or is it only gonna be for Alisa? Partly, I don't think they are gonna support Amber as much. I see her in a very similar situation to Wakaba, minus the underscoring because Wakaba is always underscored, so maybe she will receive a couple of extra points. I just don't see the Federation choosing her above Alisa, or the ISU allowing her to pull ahead of Kaori, of a clean Kaori, of course. But I guess we'll see. Speaking of Alisa, I was so genuinely happy for her triumph at Worlds, and World TT just reminded me, oh no, this was just the start of the inflation in PCS. They actually placed Alisa above Kaori in components, and that for me, that's crazy. Come on, Kaori in skating skills is above any other. The only people she should be competing with are Rion, Rino, Wakaba, and Mone. Those are the only ones that should be rivaling her in PCS. But are they? No, of course not. I saw a very unhinged tweet saying something like, oh, you see, the USitarians scored very high. There was no home inflation. What do you mean? Japan has inflated the Russians more than the Japanese over the years. Of course there is inflation. The Japanese just never play the game. Which I actually admire. But that means they are always gonna lose. Back to Alisa Liu. The USitarians skated clean. They won fair and square. I don't think it was ever gonna be a question. Alisa and Amber were the only ones that skated very clean. Their weakest link was actually Efimova Mitrofanov, who earned the Olympic spots and still might not go to the Olympic Games because she doesn't have the nationality. Look at her! She exudes patriotism. They didn't skate their best, but that was enough. Another saint coming from the USA, Jason almost winning the section. If not for a Pop Salchow, damn you, Ulrich, he would have won. Ilya, on the other hand, he was he was not there. Let's collectively forget it. It was simply very bad. You could see the exhaustion of a season there. No quads for Jason, but a fully clean performance minus the pop sal. And he almost won because we have our first sinner, Yuma Kageyama. His capital sin? Changing his salchow for a flip. You should be on your knees begging for forgiveness. And the other thing he needs to confess for is not skating a clean free all season. How dare you, Yuma? How dare you? This was a very long season for Yuma. He needs to reset. I mentioned that he needs to learn how to lead, but that doesn't mean being extroverted and out there. As introverts, we also find our niche. Maybe Yuma will never be like Kaori, screaming her lungs out and being very happy and just making sure everyone is laughing and having a great time. Yuma might find leadership in a different way. Maybe the person that everyone looks up to. Maybe the person that makes everyone feel comfortable with each other. Maybe the one you want to hear when you had a rough skate. Or the person that just with a few words lift you up. Those are also signs of leadership. Plus, he's so young. He's not even 22 yet. Honestly, I would be surprised if he retired before 2030. But the rest of the team might retire before then. And he's already one of the most experienced in the team. This is the perfect moment to learn. In the upcoming Olympic season, there will be a lot of new faces or people that have not had the opportunity as of yet. And Yuma, being as great as he is, he cannot forget how good he already is. Now in repentance, go and find your mental coach. Our other sinner, Mona Chiba. I have to ask you, is it pronounced Chiba, Shiba, or Chiba? It's driving me crazy because every time I hear it differently. She's a sinner, but it's not even her fault. Well, it was, but it wasn't. It happened again, her biggest sin. She made a mistake on the axle of all things and she completely lost her performance. I love her short, but after the mistake, she was just completely lost and out of the music. I get that you're upset because you never make a mistake there, but you cannot lose the performance. The show must go on. I'm telling you, the first day was very hard to watch. I thought the same would happen in the free after she made another mistake, but this time she got the performance going. She looked calm, she looked collected, she looked relaxed, and most importantly, she was projecting. And so the other scene comes, but this time from the awful judges that just dropped her in PCS. Do we really need to fund crowd prescription glasses? Because at this point, that's the only explanation I have. That does not involve corruption, of course. She was robbed. The saint from the team was actually Shun Sato. Yet, in a very Japanese fashion, he was underscored. He should have gone above Jason in the short. No, I'm not taking any opinions on that. I think that also he was very sick, and you can see that he was feeling very sick. A fabulous short. I mentioned it before, it's my favorite short of his. And he's keeping it for Olympic year. Both at Worlds and at World Team Trophy, he showed that he can show up for the team. And that might have earned him a lot of points with the Fed. Definitely has to fight for the spot at the Olympics with Kao, Kazuki, and Sota. Still, brownie points are better than no points. And our holy pair. Trickery were always gonna win, come on. It was as obvious as US team winning. Clean shirt, good free, that was all they needed. Oh my girl, I don't know if she was a saint of a sinner this weekend. I love her so much. I know next season I will be crying and crying and crying. Yes, I'm preparing. I'm mentally preparing. I'm not ready to let her go. I love you, Kaori. Flip was on the scene of the crime. And Lutz, his accomplice. How dare you betray her? She's such a good girl. Do you think she will manage to correct her edges this season? I'm just hoping training to change them do not cost her the OGM. Out of everyone, she deserves it the most. You know who went to church and asked for redemption? Goops. Oh, clean, clean, clean. Definitely what she wanted at Worlds. Gives us all confidence that she's gonna have no trouble at Beijing, right? At Worlds, she paid for the scene of choosing a program with a slow version of ABBA. No, girl, that's a scene. Look at your compatriot, not compatriot. She skated a good ABBA. A very good program. Skated fully clean. Who cares about difficulty when everyone's having fun? I was joking about Morisi comeback when I was recording for Worlds, and just a couple days later when I was editing, he announced he was gonna unretire just to come to World TT. Apollo gave me the gift of prophecy, what can I say? What was the point of having Morisi if he was not gonna be in the gala, huh? That's a sin. From 1 to 10, how much did you actually miss the salto? 10 being, I miss it so much that it should be codified into a Morisi jump. Then Nika Egadze skated to Oppenheimer in Japan. Team Georgia was just full of strange coincidences. I didn't actually even notice until someone pointed it out. And should I be ashamed that the only thing that I could think of when I was watching Nika, how well this music and the tempo would have suited Shoma Uno? I just genuinely believe he would have destroyed this piece in the good sense. At least younger Shoma Uno, like Pre Lambiel. But totally understandable if he never would because, you know, Oppenheimer for a Japanese, that would be, well, not the best. As for the rest of Team Georgia, I don't have much to say because my name might be Jesus, but I'm not Jesus Christ, so I have not forgiven you for your sins. Metalkina can be very sweet, so you're in the staircase to heaven for sure. Do you know who hasn't been to church like Goops was? Team France. They might actually like that they are sinners, so they should open a new winning category called the most artistic. Camille and Evgenia would have won hands down. True artists. Like Kevin said, the whole team is a little bit broken. And you know what is upsetting me? Some people are saying Adam might retire after the Olympic year. And the most upsetting thing will be if he retires with him never skating to a program I genuinely love. Please, I just need one program. One program will be enough. Transform that gala into a competitive program. Please, Adam, please. But most importantly, get healthy. S'il vous plaît. The Kovalevs did not receive their redemption. Clearly, they did not went to Mass on Holy Week. And now I'm actually kind of worried that they are not gonna make the Olympics. Why? Because last season they were injured, so they had to withdraw. This season has not been a comeback season. They fell very short on the short program in Worlds, and they fell short again here. And with Olympic season at their heels and Beijing just a couple months away, I don't know if they will be in a very good shape, which good news for Junasumi, but very bad news for Team France. Lea Serna must have seen along the way because she got injured during practices. Despite that, she skated really well. At one point, I thought it would be better if she just took a break like Alyssa. Seemingly, she doesn't actually need it, which I'm happy for. But Lauren Shield, she has given them a run for their money. Sadly, she was born with the mark of a sinner. As for Loparev and Brisot, I'm really hoping you are the team that makes it to the Olympic Games. Let's make a lot of noise on TikTok, on YouTube, everywhere we can to make sure they are the ones that go viral and not the other team. With all due respect to the other team, fuck you. And let's go, Evgeny and Jeffrey! Yes, they are one of the few dancers that I actually know by name. And that's pretty much the end of World Team Trophy. I would like to see 8 teams compete against each other, take the top 10 from Worlds and then make them compete against each other and let the fans pick the other 6 so we have 16 in singles. This is obviously not coming from a very selfish place of watching my favorite small-fed skaters. Imagine Donovan and Dennis in the same team, or Kao and Donovan in the same team. I'm clearly being very, very selfish. And just to put them all together, because they are obviously all coming from different nations, we could give them like a name, Warhorse's name, like, oh, one team is Team Carmen, and the other is Team Swan Lake, Team Nutcracker, Team Phantom of the Opera, Team Bolero, and that would be fun. And let's have one member of the team for the short and a different member for the free, because those people were just so clearly done with the season. If most of the ladies did not skate clean, what could you say about the men? I would say the same for pairs, but honestly that would require like the whole field already. Clearly this would never fly at the Olympics, but it could be very fun for World Team Trophy. Guarantee yourself the top 10 teams from each discipline and make the audience happy with the fan favorites. And at the end, maybe the team captains can be the ones that are presented in the gala. And the winner of each section, and everyone will be happy. You see? I've thought about this. My original idea was to have World Team Trophy in different small nations, like Latin America. But since then, I learned that this was just a Japanese thing, and they were the ones that pitched it, and they were the ones that got the resources, so fair play, Japan, fair play. Could they not give Kao the entrance to the arena just to be with their team? We need some of the chaotic energy. I miss Kao's child already. Please get healthy. In 2 weeks, or 10 days, depending on how fast I put out this video, we'll be giving our awards to conclude this season. Best dress, worst programs, tearjerkers. What were some of your favorite moments of the season? Comment below and I will see you in the next video.
It's over.
Bye! Have I gone mad? Who was the pair that represented Korea a couple of years ago? I genuinely cannot remember.